Hey, what's up everyone? Yeah, I know I'm doing my videos out of order, but since in the last movie I said, about a movie cartoon conspiracy, and I said it was, one of my favorite movies of all time, I'm going to do my top 5 or 10, how many I can name, or on my mind. And these won't be in order, but there'll be that many of them because I like a lot of these movies. Okay, well, since I started off with that last video, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that will be on the list. I'll put that as number 1. Okay, the first video or movie that I really like is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Obviously, it's a very funny movie. If you haven't seen it, it's from the 80s. It's about a dude who ends up going out and experiencing Chicago, has fun, ends up seeing the world, well, the Chicago, ends up getting into some trouble, and I'm not going to spoil any of the movie, but it's definitely a watch if it ever comes on TV, or you can rent it or watch on Netflix. I definitely would. Okay, number 2, going with the 80s. My second favorite movie, number 2 would be The Breakfast Club. Another 80s movie, really funny, makes me laugh so hard. Just the fact that, it has Emilio Estevez in that movie and Molly Ringwald. If you don't know who any of those are, Emilio Estevez is Charlie Sheen's crazy brother, and the other, Molly Ringwald was a famous movie star of like the 80s. She starred in Pretty in Pink and a lot of movies like that. Okay, well, number 3, I'd have to go over to the next, to the 90s. Or maybe it was that 2000s. I don't even really remember. There was a movie that came out called Carpool. I have not seen that movie in so many years, but it was so funny as a kid. I remember that movie well, and it just made me laugh. Like, it was about a dude who wanted to get his kids to school. Well, he ends up getting a bank robber in his carpool. And yeah, that's all that it ends up getting really bad. He starts to take the ones hostage, and then once they can get rid of him, the kids start to really bond with him. So it's a pretty funny movie. Okay. Well, number 4. Number 4, I would have to go with a movie called Dude, Where's My Car? Yes, it's pretty stupid. If you don't laugh at stoner movies, I've loved this movie since I was a little kid, before I even knew what stoners were, and it just made me laugh so dang hard. If you have not seen it, I believe it's on YouTube. If you can check it out, I definitely would, because it's just so funny. Like, definitely a well watch. It's kind of repetitive, but it's so stupid that it's funny. Okay, a lot of my favorite movies. Okay, so number 5. My number 5 movie would have to be Rugrats in Paris. I believe that's the name of the movie. I haven't actually seen, or I forget the name of the title, but it's Rugrats when they go to Paris and they meet Kimmy and Coco and all those, and Chaz ends up finding love and all that. Well, if you haven't seen this movie, or you haven't seen the Rugrats at all, it's about that. I'd check out the cartoon conspiracy for the Rugrats, but to go with this movie, it's about a group of babies and one older girl, about 4 or 5. Well, they end up all going to I forget who it is. I think it's Tommy's dad. Ends up going over because of some kind of work related thing. Well, they end up finding all kinds of trouble. Ends up, Reptar ends up being there. They end up finding the princess, and I'm just not going to ruin it, but it's such a great movie. If you can watch it, it comes on TV on like Nickelodeon and a few of those every once in a while. If you check it out, it's definitely funny. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6, I would have to go with let's see. Let's go with The Hangover 1. Personally, this is the best of the Hangover series in my eyes. I like Hangover 2, but Hangover 1 was just different. Like, it was the first time they did that movie, and it was so funny. Like, I laughed so hard at that movie. I loved Hangover 2, but just Hangover 1 is just like the best kind of like stoner movie I've seen in such a long time. Okay? Yeah. Well, there's another movie that came out actually a few years ago. It's Project X2. That movie is just pure crazy. Like, honestly, I can't even like get over how crazy that movie gets. If you have a Blu-ray player like a PS3 like I do, you can watch it on there and get the Blu-ray edition. They count down how much damage is done in that movie. Oh my god, it's astonishing. I love that movie. Okay, I know I kind of went up the thing, but I'm going to go back, and this one took place in 2006 or so. It's I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Obviously, if you've never seen the movie, it's kind of a gay film, but it's so funny. It's about two dudes who end up trying to, one dude, Larry Valentine, Barry Schmalentine? No, Larry Valentine. Okay, sorry, that's a quote from the movie. Well, he ends up going into, he has his wife, and his wife ends up passing away. Well, he needs to pay, make sure if he dies, his kids can get his thing. Well, he's a firefighter, and he ends up, what is there? Yeah, he ends up enlisting his best friend. Oh, by the way, it's Kevin James, if you've ever seen the TV show, King of Queens, and Adam Sandler, one of the funniest people in the world. Those two together are like comedy gold. But if you, those two are just so great, together. But they end up enlisting each other, and it's a really funny thing. I'm not going to ruin the movie, but definitely go watch it if you would. Definitely worth it. Okay, well, the next video on my list would be, it's actually a tie. I can't choose which is funnier. It would be either Grown Ups 1 or Grown Ups 2. But it has Kevin James, Adam Sandler, and a bunch of the other like stars. Really funny. Chris Rock is in there too. They're in both movies. It's so funny. If you get to watch watch both of them, they're both so great. Like one of my favorite movies of all time. So technically that gives me what, 9? Okay. Let me think. There's Mr. and Mrs. Smith is another great movie. It's about two rival spy husband and wife are rival spies, and they end up getting the same contact, and then hell breaks loose. They both try to kill each other, find out they need each other, and then yeah, that's pretty much the whole movie. But it's so funny, definitely worth watching. I know that's 11 video or 11, so let me go up to 14. Let me think of what else there is. Oh, yeah, 11's pretty good. Actually no. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift is one of my favorite car racing movies. It's just don't get me wrong, I like all of the Fast and Furious series, but Tokyo Drift it's not even really counted on the like main thing. It's like a sequel to number 5, which the Fast and Furious 5 and 6. I think it's the Fast 7 now. Yeah, well, that just Tokyo Drift it has great music, it has great action, good looking girls. Like, what more do you need in a movie like that? Yes, this has become a really long video. Honestly, I could name all those videos starting after Tokyo Drift. Too Fast, Too Furious. That's a great one too. Jeez, I can't even. Okay, well, pretty much that's it. I could keep on going for a while, but definitely if you guys haven't seen any of those movies, I definitely would watch those. Yeah, some of the older movies aren't as great visually, but they're still great movies. Like, I know some people will be like, really? Why is that on the list? This is my top 5 movies, even though it became top 11 movies. Technically, yeah. Well, I'm going to say top 10. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe if you like this video. I know it was a really long video, but it definitely, those are my favorite movies. I'm not really a movie watcher, but just those 5, or just 5, just those 11 have a place in my heart. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.